The following is a presentation of the ERL Formula E World Series on Sparkplug Motorsports. Welcome to Hyderabad, India, where Revo has stuck it on pole from Remy LeBeau and Daniel Bogdasarov. UAPUF starts fourth from Awful Catfish and Linus Eriksson, with Sebastian Ocampo and Charles Hernandez running out the top 8. The Red Devil is ninth from U-Cable and Lalo Leclerc, whose teammate Akari Lopez starts beside him. Nicholas Palomino is 13th from Marcus Nelson and Skasalin Rosak, with Falstad starting in 16th from Babnitz Jr. and Oinkro Ezra. Solos Kynes is 19th from Austin and Anokyu, with Butler running out the field. Returning to India for the first time in quite some time, your championship leader Revo starts on pole. All 5 lights go on. And we go green in India! Great start there from UAPUF off the line from 4th. What can Remy LeBeau do off the line from 2nd? Not too much. Bogdasarov getting bogged down, going through that second phase of the start. Here comes the 27 down the inside on the 7. Missed the overtake, but side by side they go through turn number 2. Remy LeBeau leads in India. Look at this from Revo though. Trying to get past the Frenchman, the reigning Formula E champion. What can Revo do through turn 3? He can hold it alongside him, but he'll have to have the inside line going through turn 4, and that will mean Remy LeBeau has stuck the landing and leads in India. Look at this from Daniel Bogdasarov as well. He was passed by the man second in the standings, UAPUF, who knows he's got something to fight for. Back past him goes the Frenchman, who will be driving for Team France in the A1 GP. I can't believe I haven't announced this officially in any of the races, but yes, the ERL is planning a World Cup of Nations, a World Cup of Motorsport rather, in the ERL, using drivers from the history of the series, like the World 500, but it'll actually be a series of 10 races as you're watching the fight for 3rd. UAPUF holding on to the inside line and holding on to 3rd there. Remy LeBeau leads by almost a second as they are gearing up to start their 2nd lap. I think UAPUF's got a pretty good run on Revo here, who's trying to get into the slipstream of the Sims Porsche man in front of him, and Red Bull Sims, great team. It's great that they've had 2 championships as an independent team mainly. There are rumors that their partnership with Porsche is going to end, and there have also been rumors that Hyperdrive's partnership with DS is going to end, which is going to be very interesting. Look at this from Catfish, moving up into 5th position, certainly through the path of least resistance. Attack mode is online here in Hyderabad, India. It's a different layout to what we saw for the Ace Championship race. Remy LeBeau's just punched in the fastest opening sector of anyone, as he's not just trying to get himself into the Formula E title fight, but also into the Champ Car title fight too. If he wins the Champ Car Championship this season, he would be the first man to win a championship in both Champ Car and Formula E. Who would see that as, anything that could happen? But they're blasting their way down into the final sector of this track. It is the fastest sector of this track. Once you leave that turn, you are full throttle for the rest of the straight. From there down to turn 1 is full throttle. And that's where the Red Bull Sims car has really shone, especially in qualifying. It was just the 2nd sector where Remy just seemed to have an issue in quali. But he's just punched in the fastest lap, 5 seconds quicker than what was set the lap prior, but that's likely down to the race start. We're on board with Remy LeBeau's teammate, Nicholas Palomino, the rookie, who's now on the back of Marcus Nelson and trying to close back up. But look at the state of those softs. Graining up ever so quickly. It's a very long lap around this track, as you can see, the 47 of Oinkro Ezra for Dragon Racing, who have a white livery for this time out and will likely continue that for the rest of the season and possibly even into next season. That'd be interesting to see as well. He tries to hold it with Devin Butler, who had a pretty good start to this race. He's fighting for 16th for the home team in Mahindra Racing. But right now, Oinkro's just got the line through the chicane and moves up into 16th position. And Knock You for Hong Kong follows Skasalin Rosak up into 16th for Rosak, and for Knock You, I think that's only going to be 18th, because look at that from Oinkro. Side by side, 2 by 2. He holds his nerve. This is brilliant racing from the rookie, and he moves up into 16th. He'll have the inside line, so it's a done deal effectively. Devin Butler on the back of him though, so watch out for this man who breaks later. It is Ezra who has broken later there, and Butler with the inside line just about holds on to 18th position. Babinis Jr. rounds out the field. As into the pits comes Remy LeBeau and Daniel Bogdasarov, as well as Linus Eriksson. So pole sitter and points leader Revo now leads. And the two Power Motorsport drivers as well, they've stayed out. Leclerc now up into 5th position. I think in terms of the team to have currently got both of their drivers still out there on the soft tyres, I think it's just Power and Pinnacle. So that's going to be very interesting to see if the soft tyres can last for 5 laps. I think they should be able to make 4, but 5 might be a bit of a stretch, which could come back to bite some of these teams in the late stages of this race, as you've just watched Marcus Nelson get up into 8th position. Kynes and Ezra are the only drivers out there on the hard tyres. Oinkro Ezra rounding out the field right now. Babinis Jr. in 15th, the last of the drivers who are yet to stop. Leading the drivers who have come into the pits is Remy LeBeau, and he's miles in front of Linus Eriksson. As you can see, Yua Puff rising up the hill. Let's take a look at his tyre percentage. Right now, 35% after 4 laps. That's a bit of the worry for these teams. I think the biggest worry is going to be for Power. By that tyre wear statistic, whoever pits last for the 2 Power Motorsport drivers, they're not going to have a puncture, thankfully, but it is going to be very sketchy. Here comes Marcus Nelson down the inside on Nicholas Palomino. Retakes 9th, but look at the absolute ease Remy LeBeau is making his way through the field with. He's on the back of Charles Hernandez. Race leader Revo has come into the pits and is onto the hard tyres, so won't have to pit again. Catfish, Yua Puff, all of those guys into the pits. So Cable leads this race from Lala Leclerc and Remy LeBeau. The top 2 are in uncharted territory. We believe that their tyres could have there's a potential for these tyres to have some sort of failure, but it doesn't seem likely. Oscar Folstad has also done 5 laps and will probably also fall under the same issue. So yeah, Francis Austin also did 4, but here's Remy LeBeau. Look at how quickly he caught up to the back of him. On the back of Leclerc now, staying out longer. It'll probably help out come race's end, but right now, the move belongs to the 27. He's the one who's got all of the winning cards, and he decides to go 2 by 2 up the hill. My goodness, the balls on this man. Remy LeBeau up into 2nd, and the move for the lead, probably not going to be as hard. Just has to take the inside line, which Cable makes easy for him. Remy LeBeau is into the lead in Hyderabad, India. You know, for a title defense that has been quite problematic right now, he needs a win. I can't recall if he's actually had a win already this season. That's how sporadically races have been coming. But look at that from Cable. Up into the lead again, and I think he'll come in. And he does. If he stayed out, look at the tyre percentage, 11% for the number 89. That would have been a very, very terrible. And for Folstad, it's even worse. He's in the single digits. 5 laps is the maximum. We're on lap 6 of 12 here in Hyderabad, India. Halfway through this brilliant ePrix where Remy LeBeau leads from Revo and Linus Eriksson. The gap out front at just about 5 seconds. But look at this from Bogdasarov though. Right on the back of Linus Eriksson, you've got this group of drivers from 2nd down to 7th who are all trying to get themselves onto the podium. You've got 6 drivers going for 2 positions. 6 is not equal to 2. There's going to be 4 of these guys who are going to be gutted to know that come races end, they are not on the podium. Despite definitely having the pace to be there, Falstad's re-emerged in this race at the very back of the pack. And I think all of these teams right now, they're going to be wanting to monitor the pace of Kynes and Ezra. What is their pace like? Because they've got the oldest hard tyres, and more than that, they're going to want to take a look at the wear of them. Here comes Awful Catfish down the inside on the Red Devil and moving up into 7th position, and he might try and get past Ocampo as well. Look at that! If there was any worries about this brilliant Malaysian driver not having what it takes to win races or even score top 5s after his season 22 championship, I think those rumours are put to bed, and Remy LeBeau has come in for his 2nd stop after just 2 laps on the soft tyres. Revo leads in Hyderabad, and that's Ocampo going for the re-overtake. Almost runs into the back of the man 2nd in the standings. Hyperdrive probably would have wanted to see that. No. But now Catfish back down to P6. Where has Remy LeBeau re-emerged in this race? He's behind his teammate. He'll be getting a brilliant tow from the other Red Bull Sims Porsche car as the rear wing goes wide open. There's also the likelihood of Red Bull, not continuing with Sims after Porsche leaves, if Porsche decides to leave. Didn't make that pass too hard, did Nicholas Palomino. Playing the team game today after a pretty poor qualifying in a rookie season that hasn't, shown everything that we expected to see from him. Coming into the league as a Formula E prospect after winning the IndyCar Championship on his first attempt, that has only happened once before in IndyCar with Quan Todoroki. And ignoring Season 1 Formula E, that has never happened before. Aside from that, it's unbelievable to see that type of talent coming from a rookie, and of course, getting Spain's first ever ERL Championship. Speaking of Spain, they will be an A1GP. If you're wondering about the official grid for the A1GP, you'll probably see that sometime in December, as into the pits comes Catfish, the Red Devil, and Linus Eriksson. So the soft tyres wearing really quickly. What about the hards after 3 laps? 67%. Don't make the joke, please. And you can see the actual surface of the tyre doesn't look to be too bad. I think you'll only really see that type of degradation that you see so often with the softs around the 4th or 5th lap on the hards. I think this race is still going to be a 2-stop race though, as Hernandez stays alongside with Akari. Will need to hold it around the outside to take 7th, and I think he's just about done it. He has! Charles Hernandez of Thailand up into 7th position. And Remy LeBeau and Sims Motorsport. Sims have struggled with strategy before, but as we see the 27 move up into 5th, I don't know. I think the massive undercut prevention strategy that they're doing right now might just be perfect for this track. I mean, it's only 12 laps. If we were to head to a track with a similar length, you'd have to go back to the Chap Car Belgian Trophy for a track with anywhere similar to this length. I think this is actually the 2nd longest type of track that we've ever been to. So, that's insane. We're on to lap 9. You are puffs into the pits. And as Bogdasarov and UK follows him in, look who's up into second position again. It's Remy LeBeau. Now, he's 11 seconds off of the lead. 55% for Revo, 71% for Remy LeBeau. So both of these guys might end up around a similar ballpark once Revo hits those 40s, those high 30s in the tire percentage range, at which point the hards lose all viability because they are as slow as warm mediums. But even then, in the peak working condition of the hard tires, they're not even that quick. You have to really hope that everyone around you is just having a really torrid time with their tires, and that seems to be what's happening today here in India. And Lois Leclerc as well for Pinnacle Motorsport. I might as well point this out. What a job he's done today. He's looking at a potential podium if he can get past Hernandez. Look at this, down the inside for the Season 23 chase for the Cup champion. And he is up onto the podium positions for now. We do have some dark clouds here. I don't think they'll impact this race too much. There's not a lot of time left in this race for potential hyper-wet conditions to really kick in and blow a race wide open. 38% for Carlos Sainz with the oldest hard tyres of anyone on the grid. Look at this from Nicholas Palomino with the inside. Revo's just started lap 10. He's up into 14th as Nico, and he's looking for a way to get past Inet Babinas Jr. And I think he's got a line going for the number 93. Side by side with Inet Babinas Jr. And up into 13th position for the Spaniard. Look at Ocampo and Babinas Jr. behind. They are out for him. In comes the number 14. And Ocampo's just blown past with attack mode as well. The gap out in front is shrinking at a rate of knots. 4 seconds. It was 10 seconds at the start of the last lap. I think this race, certainly a two-stopper. The question is, when are you going to make your second stop? Actually, I think Revo might be good to the end of this race. I think he can do the next 2 laps, which will mean he would have done half the race on the same set of hard compound tyres. But can he hold on to the lead? He can definitely go longer than Remy LeBeau. That's already a known quantity considering tyre wear. Well, no, 38% tyre wear. By my own calculations, I think he'll make it to the end on the single percentages. The 1, the 2, the 3 percentage range. And that is not where you want to end up, because already by the time you hit 40, you lose so much grip. And you need some absolute muscle to make it to the end. And I think, look at Salos at 27% after 6 laps. I think Revo might be able to make it. We're on to the penultimate lap in the Hyderabad ePrix. Revo leads, but he's only 3 seconds in front of Remy LeBeau at 34% tyre wear. What's Remy's tyres looking? 42%. That gap, I already mentioned before how the tyre percentage gaps would shrink over time between compounds as we watch Yua Puff make his way up into 3rd position. We've seen tyre percentage gaps close between compounds no matter when we've used these Michelin tyres. We're seeing them again today, and they could dictate how this race ends. And I think Carlos Sainz might have to pit too. He's starting his 7th lap on those hard tyres. I'm pretty sure they can do 7. I'm not sure if they can do 8, because that's what the Spaniard in 19th position is trying to push for. He's in no man's land, rather. Looking back with the man. Oh, we've got yellows in the opener. Who is that? Who has gone off in the opening sector? I cannot tell, but track's gone green again. It's not Carlos Sainz. That's our first yellow flag of the day. It's Gasolina Rossack, and he's got front wing damage. The gap out in front is 8 tenths of a second, 6 tenths of a second. Revo's at 27%, but Remy LeBeau is now in attack mode striking distance. The difference between the tyre percentages, only 5. They're heading on to the final lap of this race. Remy's just got outside of attack mode range. He's 1.6 seconds down. Revo, I don't know where this pace has come from. Is he using I think he might have been using attack charge there. And to begin the final lap, 2.6 seconds in front. I mean, Revo is really wanting to go and get that 5th title in Season 26 to deny another successful title defense from potentially happening. And for Remy LeBeau, it didn't seem like it was going to happen this season. But still, he wanted a win. But right now, the first real opportunity and the second opportunity to go for the pass, both gone. Carlos Sainz is at the very back of the pack on 12% tyre wear. Remy LeBeau is below 25. That is an issue, but he's within attack mode striking distance. He doesn't have anywhere to use attack mode left on this track, on this lap, but he's just dipped under half a second behind. We might get a barnstormer finish here, and Puff closing into this fight for the lead too. Revo, however, the title leader, the 4-time Formula E champion, he's going for victory here in Hyderabad. Can he do it? The gap, 1 second, dipped under a second. What pace does Remy LeBeau have left going through the final sector of this racetrack here in India? Revo, the man who drives car number 7, has driven in every Formula E race. He's gonna do it. Puff closing up to the back of Remy LeBeau. But for Revo, he's gonna win in India. Revo takes victory in Hyderabad, and the fight for second belongs to Remy LeBeau. He just took it on the last lap. I mean, look at the gap. That is quite possibly the smallest gap for a podium position that we have ever seen in the ERL Formula E Series. 2% for Carlos Sainz. Honestly, how has he managed to do that? And for Team India, Mahindra Racing, a 19-21st finish, not what they want, and I think Sainz is going to have a puncture. Pitted too early on that stint. Probably should have pitted again, because he's had no pace, and of course he was risking a puncture. He's hit 0, going down the main straight. I don't know if... Oh, there it goes! And this is your podium. Tyres, pace, and strategy made the Hyderabad E3 in Season 26 today unbelievable. Revo has taken yet another victory in this unprecedented season of his, which isn't even halfway over. Remy LeBeau second from Puff, your top 3. All champions as well. 2 of them the most recent. In fact, this is the most recent champions. Revo, the Season 23 champion. Puff, the Season 24 champion. And Remy LeBeau, the Season 25 champion. That's interesting. Linus Eriksson was 4th from Awful Catfish and Daniel Boktasarov. Then it's the Red Devil, Cable, Sebastian Ocampo, and Lois Chakluck, the top 4. At the top 10, sorry. Outside of it, Akari Lopez in 11th from Marcus Nelson and Nicholas Palomino. Then it's Francis Austin, Charles Hernandez, Oinkro Ezra, Oscar Falstad, Babinas Jr., Butler, Anokyu, Rosak, and Carlos Sainz, who had that full car puncture coming to the line. Look at this in the driver's standings. You want to see dominance? You ain't seen nothing like this. Revo leads 26 points up on Puff, who's quite a ways in front of Daniel Boktasarov and Remy LeBeau. Then it's Linus Eriksson, Cable, Awful Catfish, and Francis Austin from Marcus Nelson and the Red Devil, the top 10. Outside of it, you've got Hernandez 1 point up on both Devin Butler and Sebastian Ocampo. Then it's Oscar Falstad, Anokyu, Lawless Clerk, tied with Anokyu in fact, Nicholas Palomino, Akari Lopez, Oinkro Ezra, Inet Babinas Jr., teammate Carlos Sainz, and Skaselin Rosak, the only man yet to score points in the Constructors' standings. Heading into the next round of the championship in Kuala Lumpur, DS Hyperdrive leads the way from Panasonic Jaguar and Power Motorsport. Then it's MS Amlin Andretti, Team Edams Renault, Sims Porsche, and Toyota Gazoo Racing. Dragon Racing is 8th from Pinnacle Racing, or Pinnacle Motorsport if you prefer, and Mahindra Racing with Mercedes EQ 2 points back from the Indian team. It's great that we can actually show you who has won so far this season now. I just wanted to take a look at this myself. 4 wins in 8 races for Revo. Half the races this season Revo has won, with Bogdasarov winning 2 of them that he didn't, and Linus Eriksson winning another one that he didn't, and Cable as well winning in round 5. It's shocking to think that Path is second in the standings through consistency and not having wins. He might get a win next time out though, the Kuala Lumpur ePrix, the next ERL Formula E race. So we will see you next time when the ERL Formula E series returns. Sparkplug Motorsports thanks you for watching this presentation of the Electric Racing League.